Hey guys, it's Torterrid, coach of the. I almost said Territorts then. Co-coach of the Forest Fellas, and we're here for a brand new draft league. We're here in the UPA. It's a low-tier Paldex league, and I thought, start of a new season. What I like to do, we'll go through all the teams, sort of talk about what I like, what I don't like, and then I thought, you know what, we'll chuck it in a good old tier list and we'll see sort of who agrees, who doesn't agree. For tiers, yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple. It is two divs, so there's going to be quite a lot of teams. Oops. So there's going to be quite a lot of teams, so yeah, it should spread around sort of 5 divisions each. So obviously S is best. D is, I do not like this team, but, go crazy and prove me wrong. But yeah, so I'm going to go through Chatot Division first, and then I'll go through Wigglytuff. So starting off with Nobody777. Looking at his team at a glance, I think these top 3 pointers are pretty solid. Mandible's great hazard removal, Flygon's great all-round mon, Florge's great wish passer. I will say I think 17 for Flygon's a bit steep, but it is quite flexible. But outside of them, I think this team falls off a little bit in my opinion. I mean, Electros is like, it's a fine mon, it's a decent all-rounder. I've got Worm in my current league, and it's fine. It looks great on the type chart. In practice, it's kind of, it stops you getting swept by like a really strong physical mon, like I guess in this like a Haxorus, for example, or a Crocodile. So it's good in certain stuff. It actually has a bit of a sun component down there, which is interesting because I get the logic of not wanting to go all in on a sun team, but I feel like if you're going to spend your top tier 18 pointer on Torkoal, I feel like you probably want to try and nab like, your Venusaur or some really stupid sun abusers. I mean, Scovillain could put in work because it is low tier, but I'm kind of a Scovillain doubter. Victory Bell, I think, is a cool Terracap for some though. Gets growth, gets weather ball, sludge bomb. It basically does what Venu does, to be fair, but can Terra, but isn't as good as Venu, but obviously has Terra, so I don't know. And then the lower points on this, Sableye, I think that's a bit of a weird Terra captain, to be honest, because its base typing's already incredible. I don't know. I don't really see the idea for Terra Sableye, but Medicham, good wall breaker, which this team was kind of lacking, gives you a bit of immediate power, which I don't hate. And then Quacklevel, just an extra hazard removal, I guess. Although, I feel like the Quacklevel's kind of not needed, because you already have, like, Rapspin, Torkoal, Defog Buzz. And then Weird is, like, fine. Overall, I'm not in love with this team. As well, once I've done all the rankings, I might move them about a bit. I might put this team in, say, B, and then go, actually, this is better A, or, whatnot. But looking at this, I think this team is just okay. I think I'm going to put this in the C tier for now, because I think it's got some good mons, but I think the points are a bit spread thin. Like, I don't think Sableye really does much. I think Quaxwell's just a waste a couple points. I don't think you need both of these slow psychic types, and I don't know. I feel like it spent a lot on some, but hasn't got that much out of it, I guess. Next we got Average Person 0. Looking at this team, speed tier wise, it's pretty solid. Oh, did I look at speed for that last one? Oh, sorry, one more thing about this team I've just noticed. This is really slow. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping it in C tier, because I think the fastest mon is Flygon. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that C tier. Yeah, looking at this next team by Average Person. Gudra Hisui, great all-round mon. Raikou, Rabombi give you great... Honestly, this team is very fast. Raikou, Rabombi... What's Houndoom's speed? Is it like 95? Let me have a look. Yeah, 95. Okay. And then you got Durdry at 110, so it's got quite a good bit of speed. Good physical wall breaker in Breloom. Special attacking wise, it's got Raikou, it's got Gastrodon, it's got some decent options. It's got good defensive Mon in Umbreon. Decent defensive Mon in Gastrodon. Obviously, Gudra's quite good defensively. Terracaps, Lurantis, and Dusknoir. Interesting. I'm curious to see what he does with Lurantis, because, I mean, I know it's contrary. It gets contrary Leaf Storm, contrary Superpower, but it's slow as shit. So, I don't know. I think Lurantis, I'm not in love with it, a Terracat, but, like, I see the idea of, oh, I'm going to Terra Fight Superpower. But I think the problem I see is, like, you want to be Terra Fight Superpower or Terra Grass Leaf Storm. Or I guess you just go, like, Terra Fairy and click them moves, but I guess it can be physical or special, to be fair, but I don't know. And then Dusknoir, my favourite ghost type. This mod is ass, though. I'm sorry. I wish Dusknoir was better. There is some cool options, though. You know, it gives you Shadow Sneak, it's Poltergeist, Will-O-Wisp. Cool idea I've had looking at Terra Dusknoir is, because it doesn't get any setup, you Terra, Fairy, or Water, get rid of your Ghost type, and then you can Curse to actually increase your attack and defense, and then like Shadow Sneak with your lowered speed and higher attack is nice. But overall, I think this team is just fine. I like the Gudra and Raikou picks. I think the defensive backbone of the team isn't the best, but I mean it does have Gudra, Umbreon, and Gastrodon, so it's not non-existent defensively by any means. It's great, good speed. Hazard removal doesn't really have any hazard removal, does it? Ooh, I'm not keen. Oh, Lurantis gets defog. Okay, Lurantis gets defog, but I still think that's pretty bad hazard removal because it's slow, and like you're dedicating your Terracat. If you want to use hazard removal, you're dedicating like your highest point Terracat to just Terra, defog, and then take damage and then probably get 2-shot. I will say I also don't love... I mean, you have Breloom that can take advantage of Sticky Web, which is really good. But I don't love that your only ghost type to sort of spin block is Dusknoir, which also might be tearing out of its ghost type. And I don't know, I feel like this team doesn't really need webs. Like, you've got so much speed already, I feel like this team really doesn't make that much use of webs. Like, if Lurantis was like a slower... Not slower, was like a mid-speed, hard-hitting Terracat, like a Golurk, I could sort of see the idea. But, overall, I think I'm going to put this team... I think I like it more than the Sun team. I think I'm going to put it B for now. I might get moved. Wait a minute. Nobody, average person. Did I just move the wrong team? Yes, I did. Okay, well, I don't know where Yujitori is, but yeah, that's what I'm chucking in B. Okay, Yuji's next. Yuji Tadori, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Looking at this team, by the way, this is my week 1. I'm fighting this guy. Looking at this team, it's got speed-wise, its speed's decent. You got Tornadus, you got Cobalion. You haven't got anything above like 111, but the speed isn't awful. You got Cobalion, you got Tornadus, like 2 fast mons. Has Livani for webs potential. Has great hazard removal. Donphan Tatsugiri. Like how you got good hazard removal, one's more phys def, one's speed def, like physical attack, special attacker. Suicune, annoying mon. I feel like Suicune is a bit predictable, but in low tier, I think it's going to be kind of hard to kill. Grimmsnarl, Light Clay is banned, so I think Grimmsnarl does lose a decent bit in my book, but, you know, it's still great typing. Prankster T-Wave's annoying, parting shot, gets all its stupid stuff. Torn, it's great if you hit your moves, bad if you miss your moves. I'd never draft it, just because I don't like missing, but, you know, if it hits, it's great. Fuse Cobalion, it's great. Dragalge, great Wall Breaker, good Spadef, can pivot. Terra Rotom is interesting. I forgot what normal ass Rotom stats are. I'm not gonna lie, these stats look kind of ass to me. I mean, obviously it gets all the Rotom moves like Willow and like Discharge, Volt Switch, Trick. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Terra Rotom, I don't think. I mean, just looking at its stats, it looks kind of ass. But I don't know. Terra Go-Go, though. I think Terra Go-Go is awesome. Is it the best? Probably not. But I think it's solid. Sap Sipper, great ability. I love that you can run like Terra Ground, Bulk Up with Sap Sipper, and just be like Bulk Up, Milk Drink, Earthquake, Horn Leech. I think Terra Goat's a really cool Terra Cap. Chin Chow is just gonna wait. You know, you have 1 point left over. It's a wasted point, but like, where else are you gonna chuck it? Yeah, I think I like a good amount of this team. I'm just not really feeling the Terra Rotom. I think it could probably use one mon that's like a little over one mon that's maybe like 115 speed at least. But it does have webs and it does have, you know, a couple mons, 108, 111. Has a bit of priority in like Grimmsnarl, T-Wave stuff, Donphan Ice Shard. Great hazard removal. Good pivots in like Dragalge, Kobe. Tatsugiri gets Baton Pass. You get Parting Shot. You get Volt. Yeah, I think this team is pretty solid. I don't think it's definitely not S tier, but I think this is like a pretty good team. I think I might put this one in. I'm gonna put this one in A for now. I think this team is just solid good. I think I'm not getting the Terra Rotom, but outside that, the rest of it looks pretty solid. Next, we've got Prince's team, and oh, it's cut off slightly. There we are. Look at this team. When I saw him draft Lucario, I was like, okay, cool. And then he got Politoed, and I was like, huh, Lucario in Rain. I mean, I guess it weakens the fire moves, but Lucario still made a paper anyway. But I mean, that aside, so this is a Rain team. You got Politoed, you got Kilowattrel, you got Floatzel. You know, all great with Rain. You got Lucario, good offensive mon, gives you a lot of priority, good wall breaker potentially, good Scarfer. Gets a ton of setup, physical, special, great mon I think. Yeah, Kilowattoad, Floatzel, we know what those are going to do. They're going to raid, oh I'm going to Choice Band Wave Crash, Boots, Volt Switch, Hurricane, Thunder. Shaman I think is pretty solid, good bulky grass. Yeah, not really anything else there. Just good bulky grass type. Gives you good ground resist, good grass resist. It is going to benefit from the rain. Like, this Lucario might just die to some fire moves anyway because it's frail, but Shaman can actually set in on fire types and earth power them in the rain, which could be kind of cool. Colossal, I don't think Colossal's very good. I think with Terra, Colossal is incredible, but its natural typing is just so bad. But I mean, it gives you a form of hazard control, flame body potential, Will-O-Wisp. I don't think it's great, but I mean, it's there. Comfey gives you a good bit of priority. Fairy type. Comfey is just like an annoying mon to prep against. I've lost a draft game to Comfey before. Spiritomb and Veluza as Terra Caps. I think Veluza's a cool Terra Cap. I've used Veluza in low tiers a good amount, and it's solid. Not even just Fill It Away, you can just run Scarf, and it's decent. Although, if you're not running Fill It Away, it's just worse Brooksish, I will say. Like, same type, Sharpness first, Strong Jaw. But you can surprise Scarf or Bend. But the main thing, obviously, you're going to Terra and try and Fill It Away. Which I think is not bad, because I've noticed when drafting for this, there isn't much priority. Like, there's not nearly as much like good priority anyway, so I think Terra Veluza is a cool one, and also it does benefit from the rain. I like. Spiritomb with Terra, I don't think I love Terra Spiritomb. I think it's kind of similar to what's it called, Sableye, where it's like its natural typing is so good anyway. Like, yeah, you can Terra Steel on a fairy, but I think Ghost Dark's just such a good typing. I'd rather have it as normal and have something else as Terra, I guess. And Mudsdale, like, you know, Mudsdale's solid ground type, good rocker, could be surprisingly offensive. Mudsdale's solid mom. I don't know, looking at this team, I think this is solid. I don't think it's... I'm trying to think. It avoids what I don't like about the Sun team of, like... Okay, it has more threatening rain mons in like Kilowattrel and Floatzel, as well as other mons like Shaman just benefiting from the rain and Lucario. I think if Spiritomb was swapped for... I don't know if we have any like Swift Swim Terra Caps legal, but I'm not super set on the Spiritomb and the Colossal. But I think the rest of the team is pretty solid. I don't notice, like, a super blatant weakness to anything. Like, it's fine into electrics, you got multi-tail Kilowattrel, it's good into grass, you got Shaman. Yeah, I think this team's fine. I think this is probably going to be an A tier. I think this is just like a pretty solid team. Yeah, pretty solid. Like, I don't love a couple of mons, but it's not enough to sort of break the team, in my opinion. Ooh. Next, we've got the best team of all time, because this is my team. Woohoo! Yeah, so my team, you might be able to tell from like these first couple picks. My idea was I just want to make a Dragmag team, or like a team that just super supports Haxorus and Dragon Spam. So we got the Haxorus. What beats Haxorus? Well, walls Haxorus, Fairies and Steels, although Haxorus does get moves to hit them. But what beats Fairies and Steels? A Poison and Fire type. Gives me great speed, gives me Ground and Poison, T-Spike options, gets Will-O-Wisp, T-Wave, Toxic. Good status spammer. As well as Zone, so I can trap Steels and just kill them with T-Bolt, Flash Cannon, Body Press type stuff. Also, fun idea, I was looking at the ground types in this. I think there's only like 5 viable ground types that actually outspeed Magnezone in this low tier. So Magnezone can reasonably run like Speed and Magnet Rise to beat some of them, which is kind of cool. I got Swampert, great pivot mon. I've wanted to use Swampert for a while. Gives me a Rocker, Flip Turn, Yawn. Gives me just a ground type, just great roll compression. Then Duraludon. I think this was a really heat pick because I've got all this support for Haxorus. So I kind of wanted a dragon that could just come in and spam Draco Meteor. Then I realised, I was looking at Tatsugiri for like, oh, maybe Hazard Removal and Draco Meteor. But then I realised if I get Duraludon, I get something that can spam Dracos but also kill Fairies for Haxorus, which is really cool. I think this one's kind of slept on because there's not as many steals. There's very few good steals in this. It gives me a second steal, so it gives me a ton of great resistances. Gets Eviolite, great Eviolite mon. It's hella bulky, but also it's not forced to run Eviolite. This thing has like 120 special attack and 85 speed, so it can just run Specs or Scarf and be great. But yeah, also another great rocker. Gets T-Wave, Dragon Tail, gets Body Press with Iron Defense. It gets quite a lot of different stuff, which I'm very hyped to try. Uxie, because I realised I just lose the ground types, so I had to get Uxie and Decidueye. Couple ground switch-ins. Both get knockoff for hazard removal. Both can U-turn for pivoting. Both also good into fighting. Yeah, they're both solid mons. Decidueye I got because I couldn't get Chestnut, got sniped. But gives me hazard removal and defog. Can be physical or special, which is cool. Gets some priority in like Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch. Yeah, gets set up. It seems like a mon that isn't great at anything, but can do a lot of different stuff, alright. Sort of similar to like Flygon, but obviously not. It's not a Flygon. Terra Regigigas is hella funny. I know Regigigas is not the best Terra by all means, but I've wanted to use this mon for ages. So Terra Regigigas is coming. This mon is slept on. I don't care that it has 0 attack or speed because its ability. There's someone with 110 in all its defensive stats, in health, defense, and Spadef. It gets knockoff, it gets T-Wave, gets protect and rest now, so it can actually stall out the slow start turns. But most of the time, it can just knock off and T-Wave and just be annoying. Like, you have a bulky setup mon. Not bulky setup. You have like a... What's like a good... say D-Dance setup mon? Lucario. You have a Lucario that's setting up Sword Stance. I'm just Fizz Death Regigigas with a defensive Terra Water. Terra Water, T-Wave, your Lucario's ruined. Like, is it the best Terra Cap? No, not at all. There's definitely way better. But I'm very excited to use them. I think it's funny. Alcremie, very cheap 3-pointer fairy. This mon seems kind of stupid for a 3-pointer. Gives me, great Calm Mind, Sweeper, gets Acid Armor, Stored Power, Draining Kiss. Gives me another answer to dragons, because obviously Duraludon doesn't resist them, so I have one dragon switch right now. Along with, obviously, Terra Fairies, but, yeah, Alcremie, I could have got another 3-pointer. I was going to get Rampardos, because, like, oh, you could Trick Room, getting Terra Rampardos. But I'm pretty happy with Alcremie. I think it's pretty solid. Terra Bostiff. I've used this before in my first league. Didn't get to use it that much because it was kind of overshadowed by my Terra Rhyperia, but it was pretty fun. I loved this mon's ability. In my first draft game, I used this and I one-shot a glide score from full. Hilarious. I think it's pretty solid. You know, it gets Intimidate as well. Intimidate, great ability. Stakeout is incredible. Also, potential for Guard Dog if I'm going to a certain team that has, like, you know, Intimidate, like, I don't know, Crocodile or Arcanine, for example. And then Cryogonal just kind of covered my type chart perfectly. You know, fixes my speed tiers, because right now I had 1 mon above 100 speed, so Cryogonal means, okay, I've got 2 mons above 100 speed, got 105, 117, is pretty decent speed tiers. Gives me hazard removal. I need something that covered ice and ground, that covers that. And yeah, you know, freeze dry and ice beam, stab ice beam with good speed is just nice to have. Yeah, overall at my team, obviously I'm biased. I'm trying to think, because the last time I did one of these, I put my team in A tier, and then afterwards I was like, no, that team is not that great. I'd move that team into B tier. Looking at this team though, how biased do I want to be? Because I really like the look of this team. I mean, I can show the type chart real quick. That's a different league. Which one is it? Is it 8? Oh, come on, Doc. You're embarrassing me. No, it's 9. Yeah, it's down here. Here we are. So yeah, this is a type chart. It looks pretty good. Like, my biggest weakness is fighting, but 2 of those weaknesses are Terra Caps, so I kind of don't count them. But, yeah, good speed tiers. I've got good Rockers and Uxie, Duraludon, per 2 forms of hazard removal. You know what? I'm gonna be biased. I'm putting myself in S tier. Fuck it. I do think the biggest weakness to my team, I will say, is I think there's certain mons my team is gonna struggle against. Certain, like, dual-type mons, which, for example, next team, Crocodile. I think Crocodile's going to give me trouble, because I have to fight this team, because ground good into me, my ground answers are a bit dark weak. I mean, I have Cryo, though, but there's options, but yeah, I think I'm going to put my team in S tier. I'm biased. Could definitely have better Terra Cap instead of Regigigas. I could, like, get rid of Regigigas and Alcremie and probably get a 6-point Terra Cap, would probably make the team better. But I'm gonna say myself in, like, low S. Alpha. Looking at this team, Crook, great mon. I think Crook is just like the Landorus T of low tier. Fez, solid fairy. Hydrapple's cool. Bronzong's great for your type chart. Good hazard removal. You got Bramblegast or Talonflame. Terra Caps, Macargo and Bruxish. I think those are both fine Terra Caps, you know. Macargo, I think, is kind of ass. But in low tier, if it gets, like, 2 Shell Smashes with Terra, if you run, like, White Herb, I think it could be good. I remember Mark was hyping it up, and I was kind of shitting on it. So, you know, I'll continue hating on it, but I can see it doing alright. As well as, like, defensive Flame Body Lava Plume just to spread burns, potentially. Scrafty, I think, is a bit overpriced at 15, but it's a good one. You know, it's slow and got some, like, exploitable weaknesses like Quad Weak Fairy, weak to fighting, but gets knockoff, gets Drain Punch, Intimidate, it's bulky, can run, like, Shed Skin, Bulk Up. It's a solid mon. And then Vigoroth is just kind of whatever, you have 1 point left over. Speed tier wise, this team is not great, I will say. Obviously, you got Talonflame for speed, but then I think everything else is, like, below 100 base speed. You have a lot of, like, 90 base speeds. Like, Crook, I think, is 92. Fez is 99. I think Bramblegast is around 90. Bruxish, I think, is... Let me have a look at Bruxish's speed. I think Bruxish is, like, 85. 92. Yeah, I will say one flaw I will say is... There's going to be a lot of me messing up my words in this. I think the speed tiers on this team are not great at all. I think only having 1 mon that's above base 100 is kind of bad. Especially when it's Talonflame, it's this fast. Stuff like, say Salazar like 117 speed could just run Modest or Adamant and just outspeed everything. So I think that's going to be a bit of a problem. Stuff like, Raikou, for example, can run the same. Stuff that's like 115 speed, I can be able to run those plus attack natures, which I think is going to be a bit annoying. Defensive-wise, though, I think the team has got a good amount of bulk. Good Terracaps, although I hate on a Makago a bit, but I do think it can put in some work. Yeah, good Terracaps, good hazard removal, good bulk. Getting hazards up. Yeah, you got Brambleghast, Bronzong gets rocks, Crook gets rocks. Yeah, I think the only thing I don't love about this team is the speed. I think the speed is like a big limiting factor to this. I'm trying to... I think this team would maybe benefit from like webs potentially. I don't know. Yeah, because you got Brambleghast as well to sort of spin block. But yeah, I don't know about this team. I want to put this higher because I do like a lot of the team, but I think just because the speed tiers are that bad, I think I'm gonna have to put this in B. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in B. I like most of the team, but the speed is just so important. Next we got Austin Forge. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad I don't fight this team because I really want to fight this team because I'm like Primarina, Haxorus, two things that are like great into. I mean, not Primarina. Primarina, Skarmory, a top-tier Fairy and a top-tier Steel. I just want to fight them with, like, my Salazzle, Haxorus, Dragmag team, because it would be just a cool matchup. But, that aside, make it to playoffs so I can fight you. Because that would be a very fun game. Looking at this, great Dragon Fairy Steel Core. You got Primarina. I think Primarina's kind of stupid. I said when we were looking at the mons for the tiering, I think Primarina shouldn't be legal. I think this mon is hella good. But yeah, Primarina, hella good, best fairy available. Skarm, great defensive mon, just says fuck you to physical attackers. Goodra, solid dragon, good Spadef, gets a lot of coverage, surprisingly okay speed at 80-ish. Mesprit's fine. I was looking at Mesprit. Mesprit was just sort of my backup to Uxie, but yeah, Mesprit's fine. It's not as bulky, but gets better coverage, gets Ice Beam, T-Wave knockoff U-turn. It's solid, gives you another ground immune. Delphox gives you a nice bit of speed that was needed. Gives you what, 104 speed? Yeah, Delphox is solid. Good speed tier, fire type. Hitmontop gives you good hazard remover, good spinner, also has a bit of priority, intimidate, solid. Golurk, I find it interesting that Golurk isn't terrored, because I was also looking at Golurk in some builds, and I was like, this mon's natural typing is so... Obviously, Golurk with terror is also great, but this mon does not need terror to be good. This has some great immunities. He's immune in electric and fighting is very nice. And it gives you a good wall breaker, like a very good physical wall breaker. Virizion gives you like 108 speed, I think. Let me double check that. I think it is. Yeah, 108. So yeah, you got 104, 108. Ooh, I didn't notice the Sneasel. Okay, the Sneasel saves the speed tiers, because if it didn't have the Sneasel, I'd be like, oh, this seems a little slow. But Sneasel makes it 115, so that's good. Terra Luxray, and then Swarner. I will say I'm not keen on the Terracaps. I mean, I think Sneasel is probably decent. Like, yeah, it still has 95 attack, which isn't super high, but I mean, it still has good speed, stupid stab combos. It could be alright. And then Luxray, I think, is not great, but it's a fun Terracap. So I'm interested to see what he does with it. I'm trying to think. I think I quite like this team up until around Golurk. I mean, Virizian's alright. It gives you an extra bit of speed. I think I might have liked if Virizian was maybe slightly faster, but I mean, you've got you've got Sneasel. That's fine. You've only got one form of hazard control, but it's a good spinner, and your team only has like what? I mean, it has 2 Stealth Rock weaknesses, but nothing crazy. Well, 3, but I think Swarn is kind of whatever. I think you could probably take Swarner's points and just chuck them in something else. But I think this top 3 especially, at least, I think no matter what I think of like these bottom tier mons down here, these top three are just kind of really good, like really good core. I don't know where I want to put this team, to be honest. Great Dragon Fairy Steel Core. What are your hazard setting like? You got Scarm for spikes, Mesprit for rocks, Golurk rocks. You got yeah, that's okay. I don't notice one type that like just destroys this. You got like what 3 dark weaknesses, but then you've got Primarina, Virizion, Hitmontop. Yeah, I think this team is fine. Yeah, I think this team's solid. Like, I'm not in love with the lower point mons here, but I think the rest of it's pretty good. I could maybe... No, yeah. Yeah, I think this team's fine. I'm just going to chuck this in A tier. I think it's just a solid team. The tiers aren't really ordered, by the way, because it's just too much to keep track of. Next, we got Yappo's team. Ooh, this team is no. Yeah, looking at Yappo's team, it's got Ceruledge, Ceruledge Azelf, which is like pretty good offensive core, Ghostfire and Psychic. I don't love that they both share like a dark weakness, so I feel like everyone that fights this team is going to be trying to bring like Sucker Punch and like knockoff spam. But that's not end of the world. Yeah, Ceruledge is good. I've seen some people hyping up, going like Ceruledge is broken. I don't know. I think it's a bit overhyped, to be honest, but it is still a great offensive mon. Azelf's coverage could just be kind of crazy in low tier. Gives you a good speed tier. The speed on this team is quite good. You got 115 for Azelf and then like 120-ish for Noivern. This is probably the best team in terms of speed tier. The Rain team has pretty good speed actually, but this is up there for like the best speed tiers, which is nice. You got 2 really good fast mons. Blastoise, good bulky water. Gives you a pivot with flip turn. One of the best spinners in low tier. As well as just potential shell smashers. Nice. Very flexible. Stop Discord pinging me. Yeah, Tinkaton. I'm gonna lie, I think Tinkaton is a massive fraud. 17 points for this mon, to me, is crazy. I mean, it might be better in low tier, don't get me wrong. Like, gets Stealth Rock, gets T-Wave, gets Knockoff. Can use, like, Air Balloon with Pickpocket Steal items. It's not a bad mon by any means. I'm just kind of a hater on it. I feel like it just kind of just doesn't do that much a lot of the time. I don't know. I'm just kind of a hater on it. I feel like a lot of the people I've seen draft it, like I had my duo draft it in a previous league. I've seen a lot of people draft it and then just kind of not like it. But, I mean, great typing, gets great supporting moves. It can be alright. Tauros Paldea gives you 100 base speed mark, which is nice. Second water type is fine. Although, I will say Electric does pretty good into this team, bar Sandaconda. Because Electric hits everything super effective on neutral except Sandaconda. But Sandaconda, good defensive ground, can glare spam, gets rocks, coil setup, it's not bad. And then Terras. I think these Terras are quite interesting. I think Kamala is a cool Terra cap, and I think it's decent. Gets good attack, can run like bulk up, Terra Ghost Shadow Claw like it does on Ladder, or you can run like the sort of Terra Fairy knockoff U-turn, rapid spin, attacking move with like AV. I think it's pretty cool. I think Kamala's a cool Terra cap. I'm interested to see how well it does. And then Skuntank is... I don't really know about Skuntank, to be honest. I think its base typing is good enough, but with Terra, gets knockoff, gets Sucker Punch, Aftermath's a nice ability. Doesn't get defog this gen. Yeah, I don't really know about Skuntank, to be honest. I don't really have an opinion on it. Gives you something to hit fairies pretty hard, which is nice. You know, Gunk Shot, knockoff. I don't... Obviously, there's no Pursuit. I don't think it can pivot. It doesn't get Parting Shot, which I feel like it should. Yeah, looking at Yappo's team, though, overall, I think it's pretty solid. I think it does have some sort of clear weaknesses. Like, I think Electric's really good into this. Dark is pretty good, especially for like these 2 top tier mons. Oh, Dark's good, but you got 2 good Dark resists. But I think this team is just like, it's solid. I'll give it probably a high B, low A, I think. Who did I put in B? Average person and Alpha. I think I'll put it low A. I think I like it more than those teams. Because other than like the odd type is like Electric, I think is pretty good into it. It's not end of the world. It at least has like great speed tiers, great hazard removal, good offensive mons, good defensive mons. I guess it doesn't really have that many pivots as well. Like Elias Blastoise to flip turn, and like Kamali U-turn. I don't know. I might come back to it. It's either top B or bottom A for me. Next we've got Cavi's team. For these first 3 picks... Oh, wait, you can't see it. Ooh. Looking at this team, for these first 3 picks, damn, he's a Fire-type gym leader. And so, this is obviously a Sun team. He's got Venusaur, which I think is great. Ninetales, because Torkoal's gone. And, you know, cheaper Sunsetter's not bad. Arcanine's a great mon, very flexible. Can be defensive Will-O-Wisp. Benefits a bit from the sun because you run like Banded Flare Blitz, or you can run like the Morning Sun to heal more. Typhlosion benefits from Sun. Eruption Spam. Quag, Unaware. Good defensive mon. Venus, Dumb and Sun. Hitmonlee. I don't really see why Hitmonlee's here. Clawitzer. I don't really see why Clawitzer's here. I mean, Hitmonlee gives you Rapid Spin, but I think Hitmonlee's better when it's just doing like Unburden shenanigans over in like Scarf Reckless. Clawitzer, I don't really... I mean, gives you a special Wall Breaker, I guess. Low Kicks is a stupid mon. Terra Articuno's cool. I don't know how good it is, to be honest. Good stats, but it kind of just clicks Ice Beam and Freeze Dry and U-turn, but it could be a good defensive pivot. Jump Fluff with Terra's cool. Gets Chlorophyll, so it could do some silly stuff. And Ampharos, I think, is a good low point mon. Yeah, I'm just not gonna lie. I do not like this team. I think the biggest thing that makes me not like this team, although it does have Venusaur for Sun, which I did criticize this team not having as stupid as Sun abusers. But I think the biggest problem is your first 3 picks are pure Fire type. They're all pure Fire type with like similar, like, you know, highish speed, not that, but Arcanine's bulky, but they're all pure Fire types, and your only form of hazard removal is like Rapid Spin Hitmonlee, which is not great, I think. Along with the speed on this team being kinda bad. Like, your fastest mon is Jump Pluff at 110, which is fine, but Jump Pluff you're not going to bring as much as Articuno, I imagine, with Terra. So, if you're not bringing Jump Pluff, your fastest mon is then like 100, which is Typhlosion, so... Like, people that just aren't going to respect Jump Pluff can just, if you've got a mon that's 115 speed, can just run plus attack natures. But the main thing is just like, Stealth Rock is just going to ruin this top 3, as well as Low Kicks and Articuno if it's not running Boots or hasn't Terra'd yet. Like, this has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rock weaknesses. I don't care what team it is. If you have 6 rock weaknesses, I do not like that team at all. Of any mons are just going to run rock coverage on this, or it's mainly the fact just these top 3 just share, you know, ground is also great into these top 3. Hits these 3, hits Veno neutral. How many ground resists do we have? We have Low Kicks, which is a fake ground resist. Ampharos is weak to it. Your 2 ground immunities are both Terras, so if you Terra one of these, then you just get destroyed by ground more. Yeah, I just don't like it. But pop off. Prove me wrong. Yeah, it just shares too many. It shares too many weaknesses. The hazard removal is too bad, and the speed isn't great. I mean, the speed's not horrible, but could be better. But you know, I think the way you're gonna win is just like get Sun Up, Venu Sweep, or stupid low kick stuff. But I think like a mon like low kicks, for example, benefits a lot better if you have like defensive pivots to pivot it in safely. And you have like Articuno can U-turn in for it. And then over that you've got like what, Klortza can flip turn, but it just wants to be clicking its Mega Launcher moves, which also its water moves are going to be weakened by Sun. Yeah, I don't like it. So yeah, that's the first D tier. Next we've got Cyber. Looking at this team, we've got Mienshao, good speed regen, Milotic's great mon. I think Milotic's a cool mon in low tier because like it's a bulky water that's usually just slightly outclassed in normal draft, so it's cool to see it in low tier. Incineroar, Serena, both solid mons. You got a nice little like Firewater Grass Core there. I like that all three of them can pivot. Cleavor lets you get rocks up pretty nicely. Can you turn? Terra Slacking. I'm going to say the same thing I said about my Terra Regigigas. Not the best, not great, but that's funny. And isn't that what low tier is for? It could do some silly stuff. You know, you just run Terra Normal, Giga Impact. There's definitely better 4-point Terra Caps, but it's funny and I respect it. Electivire is cool. I don't think Electivire is the best, but I am an Electivire fan. Gets Volt Switch, gets a lot of coverage, got Knockoff and Bulk Up this gen. Bastiodon's cool Terra Cap. Kind of mainly only does one thing, but has some cool options. Gets Stealth Rock, gets Foul Play, obviously the Body Press set, Divine Defense. Toadscruel's solid spinner. Mox, fine defensively. Reuniclus all the way at the bottom is a crazy pick. Yeah, look at this team speed tier wise. The speed is solid, I think. Well, is Mienshao the fastest? How fast is Mienshao? 105. Oh damn, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, saying that, I guess the speed isn't that crazy, but what, you got 2 mons base 100, one 105. I would prefer a mon that's probably one mon that's at least 115 or faster. But at the very least, base 105 speed means all the 115 ones can't run plus natures. Because I think they would have to be about 120 speed to be able to run plus attack natures against you, which still isn't great, but it at least limits the amount of mons that can do that. I love the pivoting on this team. Like, U-turn, flip turn, U-turn and parting shot, U-turn, U-turn, Volt Switch. I love the amount of pivots on this team. Reuniclus, cool. Gets regen, Magic Guard. I think this would maybe benefit if you had something to sort of take advantage maybe from like Trick Room Reuniclus or something like that, but overall I think this team's fine. Has good hazard removal, 2 good spinners. I don't love that both the hazard removals are like both grass types, because like if you get hazards up and then just keeping them on that can like threaten grass types, like you're keeping like a fire type or an ice, it's kind of tough for you to get hazards off, but that's not end of the world or anything. I like this team for the most part. I think the speed could be slightly better, but I think the bulk's good. I could see, since you have Cleavor, I think I would like sort of like a decent ghost type to sort of spin block over like Misdreavus. Misdreavus I think is kind of whatever. I'd probably just rather use those points on something else, but eh. I like this team mostly, but I think there are a few. I do have a few nitpicks on it. So I think because of that, I'm gonna chuck this in like solid A tier. Yeah, solid A tier. Let's see. Fort Dark Scale. We got Gallade, Lecky, and Empoleon. I will say I think Empoleon in low tier is kind of similar to Bruno. I think it's insanely good. Empoleon, in my opinion, is the best deal available here, so nabbing that is like great. Gallade gives you a great physical wall breaker, can be like an agility sweeper. Regieleki, great speed. I do like that you have... I don't know, on one hand that I like that you have Regieleki with like a really good water type that can threaten ground, but also that water type is weak to ground, so I don't know. But Regieleki gives you fast screens, although there's no light clay. But, you know, Volt Switch, Rapid Spin. Regieleci's solid. Emp's stupid, good. I think Alola Muck is really solid. Great typing, knockoff or Poison Touch. This team has a lot of special defense based off these early picks. Serperior gives you a nice speed tier, 113. Threatens ground types for Regieleki that I like. Terra Piloswine I think is a really cool Terra Cap because Ice and Ground is really hard for everyone to switch into. Like, obviously it's going to run Eviolite, it can get Stealth Rock up, but I think it just swinging on stuff is going to be pretty solid as well. Gligar. Ooh, I will say I don't love Piloswine with Gligar. I think mainly because if you have two great Eviolite mons like that, people are going to be running Knockoff a hell of a lot more for them. But they are good mons, don't get me wrong. I just don't love having, like, two good Eviolite mons. Plus, I see later on an Terra Dragonair. So it's like, oh, you've got 3 mons that could have Eviolite. People are going to be Knockoff a lot. But it's not end of the world. Damn. How the hell did you get Sylveon so late? Okay, hold up. Empoleon Sylveon is kind of cracked. Braviary gives you Defog. Good pivot. Can be like Scarf or Band. Kricketune and Dragonair I don't love. Yeah, I think those are kind of bad Terra Caps. I mean, Kricketune gives you Webs at least, which, I mean, Webs with Gallade is pretty good synergy to be fair. But I think I'd prefer this if it was something like either like just a 4-point web setter like Leavanny, or you get a web setter somewhere here and just get like a 4-point Terra Cap. Speed-wise, though, the team is okay. You've got Regieleki that's like 200 bazillion speed. Serp 113, but then after that you haven't... Ooh. Actually, I don't think the speed's great. After Serp, is your fastest mon Gallade? I think it is. It's that or like Gligar or Braviary, which are all like 80-ish. So I think Mon's slower than Serperior. Like, I think mons that are around like 110, 100 to 110 speed, or maybe like 95 to 110 speed, are going to be able to run like plus natures. So that is quite bad. But I do like a lot of the team. I like that you have Regieleki and then a lot of stuff to threaten grounds. So you got Regieleki, and then you have Gallade, which gets Leaf Blade and Aqua Cutter for grounds, as well as just being a great mon. Empoleon, Water Moves for grounds. Serperior, Grass Nuke through grounds. So I like that you have Regieleki and a lot of stuff to support it. Decent pivots, you know, you got U-turn, you get Baton Pass, Flip Turn. Yeah, good pivots. Braviary can U-turn. I want to put this team in A, but I feel like that speed is like such like a big thing. But it does have web potential, but I don't love the Terra Caps. I don't know. I want to put this team in A because I think its high point ones are. I think the team is good. I think it's just missing like a bit of speed. Like, I think you swap these for like a 4-pointer and you like somehow get rid of something here for like sort of like a 90-ish speed or like 100 speed. But I do like this team. I think I'm gonna have to. I think just because of the speed, I'm gonna have to put it B. But I do like this team. Next, we've got Ryan Herman. Let's have a look. So, looking at this team, so we got Slowking, first pick. Yes, decent one, good Trick Room. So you got the Slowking with the Terra Alolan Sandslash is a nice combo. So I like that. I think that's cool. Cyclozar gives you good speed tier, rapid spin, hazard removal, can pivot, knock item removal. Yeah, that's solid. Galarian Weezing is also pretty good. Gives you Defog, gives you a Fairy, can be a grounded poison if you're neutralizing gas to get rid of T-Spikes. I like that Slowking is a good Spadaf war and you got Weezing, good physical war. But yeah, Will-O-Wisp can spread Toxic. Yeah, just solid mon. Ooh, I like how you've got Lucha. So, ooh. Okay, I'm liking this so far. So we got Slowking to Chilly Reception into Sandslash. We've got Weezing to Misty Terrain, Unburden Holucha. I think Lucha still gets defog. Let me check that. I think it does. Yep. So it's another form of hazard control. Damn, you have a lot of hazard control here. You got rapid spin, defog, rapid spin. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, hazard's like a non-issue here. I like Rotom Heat because you have so much hazard removal. Like, Rotom Heat's biggest weakness is being Stealth Rock weak. And yeah, it covers Slowking pretty well. Covers electric weakness, weak to water. Slowking covers that. It's pretty nice. Zoroark is interesting. I don't think Zoroark's the best one, but I mean, in low tier, 9-pointer gives you like decent speed to. Its ability can be a bit annoying. Yeah, 105 speed. Well, one decent special attack. It's Dark Pulse, Flamethrower. I think it's Grass Knot. Yeah, this mon doesn't look bad in low tier. Gets Nasty Plot. Could be Specs, or like knock off U-turn. Yeah, I think that's a decent pick. Oh, I like Torterra because spoiler alert, the guy called Torterra likes Torterra. Torterra's cool as mon. I'm trying to think if you have anything to really support like a Shell Smash sweep. I mean, I guess Slowking could like chilly reception into Torterra to sort of get it in safely, which is nice. Or maybe you could like get a screen up and chilly into it. Although screens in this league just aren't great because Light Close banned. But yeah, Torterra seems decent. Get Stealth Rock. Oh, I will say the hazard setting on this team isn't great. But I mean, anyway, that's fine for now. Yeah, I like Torterra. Good setup sweeper mon. Haunter is an interesting lower point mon. Gets 95 speed, so it's got decent speed to... has Levitate, so it gives you another ground immune. Also fighting immune. Yes, Haunter ain't bad. Like, special attack I'm pretty sure is still like 115. Yeah, Haunter's fine. That's a solid like low point mon. And Terra Rampardos, cool Terra Cap, because I wanted it and got sniped. But yeah. Overall, I think I like this team a lot. I'm trying to sort of nitpick the weaknesses here. I think this team doesn't have much hazard setting. I mean, Weezing... Does Weezing get T-Spike? I actually don't know if Galarian Weezing gets T-Spike. Okay, has T-Spike. I'm pretty sure Sandslash gets spikes. Only you two get Stealth Rock, but I feel like you're both like kind of monsters that just want to click other stuff than rocks. Which I mean, it's fine. Like, it can run hazards, but it doesn't have the best hazard setters. But that's not like the biggest thing. I think this team has like a lot of synergy, which I like. Like, you have Slowking, chilly reception to Sandslash, which can then Terra and sweep in the snow. Got Misty Terrain, Glowking. Not Glowking. Misty Terrain, Weezing, which then lets Unburden Hawlucha go crazy. You've also got the Slowking and Trick Room, chilly reception to Rampardos to get it in safe, and he can just start firing off head smashes. Lets Torterra get in safely. For its dark, for like it being more physical weak to cover its like dark weakness. You got Weezing, cover its ghost weakness. You got Cyclozar's ice covered by. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of synergy here. Speed's good like 2 different fast like sweepers that benefit from like the terrain or weather. Oh, do I put this in S tier? But literally the only critique is like the hazard setting isn't crazy. Is there any like one type that kind of destroys this team? No. Like fighting's decent because it hits Zoroark, Cyclozar, Rampardos, Sandslash, but also like Sandslash is a Terra and you got Weezing, Slowking, Haunter. Yeah, this team's pretty solid. This might be our first unbiased S tier, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in S tier. Yeah, just really solid team. I think both Terra Caps are also good. I like that they don't sort of because like they're both physical attackers, but Sandslash is obviously gonna be the fast snow sweeper, as Rampardos is the nuclear option. And yeah, Special Breaker, you've got like Zoroark Rotom, Physical Breaker. You can do like Rampardos, Torterra. Yeah, I think I've talked about this team enough. I think this is very solid. That's two. And then we got last two teams of Chatot Division. We got Yagigi. I don't know. Yagigi2_97109. It just rolls right off the tongue. But look at this team. Bishop, Gardevoir, Cinccino, Tentacruel, Chestnut. I like that. I like that like top 5. Yeah, Bishop gives you good priority. It's a great steal, good dark type. Gardevoir, one of the best fairy types available. Cinccino gives you a good speed tier plus some extra hazard removal. Whereas Tentacruel gives you like your main spinner. Gets also good speed. I like Chestnut defensively because I was going to try and get Chestnut. Seems like a really cool mon. Like how Chestnut's more Fizz Def, Tentacruel's more Speed Def. Ooh, I will say I do not like these Terracaps. I think these Terracaps are all kind of weak. I mean, I know I did just say I quite like the Alolan Sandslash, but that was, you know, Ice Steel is a good offensive type, and that was getting benefit from Snow. Whereas, like, normal Sandslash, you basically don't have an ability because there's not going to be any sand unless you're fighting the if someone drafted Hippowdon, which I don't think they have. But yeah, you basically don't have an ability. Yeah, I don't like these Terracaps. Sunflora's just like, oh, I have 1 point left over, it's the best 1-pointer, fine, whatever. Spidops gets you webs. Ooh, I will say I do like webs, because I like that you have webs with Defiant Bisharp, as well as Miss Magius to Spin Block, so I do like that combo. I don't like Spidops as a mom, but webs I do like here. Miss Magius, great, gives you better speed tiers, so you have like 100, 105, 115, so your speed's pretty solid. And you got Gardevoir and Bishop around with their 70, 80-ish mark. Dreadnought, potential Shell Smash Sweeper, I guess. I think you like kind of struggle to pivot Dreadnought in safely though, because the only pivot I really see is like Flip 10 Tentacruel. I guess Gardevoir can Baton Pass, but like the only like defensive pivot that can like eat a hit and then switch out is like Tentacruel, I believe. Slowbro Galar, good defensive mon, can't like pivot out, but you know, good defensive mon, bulky regen, gets a lot of coverage. I don't know. I feel like I like parts of this team and other parts I don't. I think the Terracaps are kind of meh. I think if you change these Terracaps to be stronger, and then change one maybe like Dreadnought for like a Raquinid, like a better web setter if you're getting rid of Spidops. Like deadass, I'd like take this 1 point from some Flora because I know Araquanid's 12, swap that and Dreadnought for an Araquanid, and then this team and swap these Terracaps, and this team would be like S tier for me. But that aside, I still think this is a pretty good team. I think it's lacking some pivots, and I think the Terracaps are a bit meh. But I like the sticky web synergy. It's got good wall breakers, good defensive mons. I think this is gonna be like a mid A tier. Yeah, this is gonna be like an A tier. And then next we have got Plump Dunkin. Let's have a look. So we got Barrascuda not on rain. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I have seen people be like, oh, this one doesn't need rain because it's fast as fuck. But part of me does go like, if you're gonna get Barrascuda, just get raid. But yeah, Barrascuda gives you a really good speed to Mimikyu is like an interesting mon. Not gonna lie, kinda just forget Mimikyu's Impal Dex. Gives you free immunities, which is nice. Great anti-setup mon, you run like red card on it. Just stop a mon setting up if it hits your disguise. Can Trick Room as well for Glastrier, which is nice. Because Glastrier's solid mon. Whimsicott gives you like Prankster priority. Heracross, great physical wall breaker, great Moxie Scarfer. Oricorio, I will say I don't love Oricorio and Blossom. Mainly because I love Terra Blossom, and I think Oricorio at 7 points getting all forms is good. but I don't see any point getting them both because they do the exact same thing. Like, they're both just going to try and Quiver Dance sweep. Like, granted, obviously, they're different typings, but, like, if you've already got Terra Blossom, I'd probably stray away from getting another Quiver Dancer, in my opinion. And there's just a bit of overlap there. Brute Bonnet gives you, you know, some Sucker Punch priority, good physical attack. Toxtricity gives you, like, a good special breaker. And then Terra Flapple. Terra Flapple's interesting. I think Terra Flapple is, like, fine. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's like, if it hits its hustle moves, it's good, type of thing. Yeah, I don't really know what to think about this team. This team feels a bit weird to me, to be honest. Like, it feels like it wants to be a Sun team, because it has, like, Terra Blossom and Brute Bonnet. But then it feels like it should be a Rain team with Barrascuda. But then, honestly, this would work well as, like, a Chilly Reception Slowking with Glastrier. But, yeah, this team has, like, something good into every weather team, I guess. Speed tier-wise, it's pretty solid. You got, what? Barrascuda, like, 120 odds, and then Whimsicott's, like, 116. Then... Oh, wait. Is it solid? After Whimsicott, what's your fastest mon? I think it's Oricorio? It's Oricorio or Mimikyu. Oricorio's 93. That's not too bad. Oh, Mimikyu's 96. I mean, yeah, it's not too... It's like a 20 speed gap, which is like... Mons that are like 115 speed Cameron plus natures, which isn't great. But not end of the world, but that's a minor nitpick. What else? I mean... Glastrier and Oricorio Stealth Rock Week, but that's only 2. Oh, it doesn't have any hazard removal at all. Oh, I think no hazard removal with Glastrier is a bit rough. And Oricorio. Because you basically forced to run boots or like people who's going to bring Stealth Rock every week, which kind of sucks. I think this team has like really good wall breakers. Like you got Glastrier, you got Physical Heracross, Special Toxtricity. I think this team hits very hard. But I don't think it defensively holds up. Like, looking at this team, what is the defensive mon? Like, Barrascuda, fast, frail offensive. Mimikyu always eats a hit, but, you know, it's mainly offensive. Glastrier is a bulky attacker. Whimsicott is not super bulky, but can, like, Prankster, be a bit annoying. Can also be a special attacker. You got Physical Wall Breaker, you got 2 Quiver Dancers, bulky attacker, special wall breaker, and then like a physical attacker. I feel like defensively this team might just fall apart. Offensively it's great, you might just have to run hyper offense every week, but I don't love that defensively it kind of falls apart, and plus like the no hazard removal. And yeah, I don't know about this team. I think I'm gonna put this team in like C tier, I think. Just because I just don't see how you're just gonna answer stuff defensively, I guess. Like, if you have like a, say a Specs, if you have a Specs Gardevoir that outspeeds like a decent amount of stuff, then, or maybe not Specs Gardevoir, something slightly faster. Like, I don't know, what's like a decent fast mon? What if there's a Crocodile? You know, Banded Crocodile, clicks Earthquake. I guess that's Heracross, but obviously... I don't know, the point is, like, I think there's not really any, like, defensive mons with defensive pivots here. So, I think defensively this team's going to struggle quite a bit. But, yeah, that wraps up that's the tiering for the Chatot division. Yeah, take of that what you will. And yeah, we're going to get into the Wigglytuff division. Is all in order? Yep. Yeah, look at Chatot division. I think that looks about right. Is it? I don't. It feels weird putting my team in S tier, but I think my team is pretty solid. But we'll see. If I find more teams that I think are better than mine might get knocked down. Dino Trooper. I find it funny This is the same first two picks as Yapo, Cyril Edge's Elf, which, the same things, like, good offensive mons, don't love that he shared a dark weakness, but that's not end of the world. Fit ones, physical ones, well, Azelf can be physical or special. Azelf gives you good speed tier. This team has good hazard removal, as Tentacruel for spin, Braviary for defog, and Sandslash for spin. Magnezone can trap steals, which is pretty cool. Magnezone's good steal. You got a Wish Passer and Dash Bun. I like that you could like potentially Wish Pass into like Rotom or Tentacruel or Zone. Terra Phalanx is heat. I've just realised you cannot see this team. There we are. Terra Phalanx is heat. I don't think Terra Phalanx is going to be that great, but I think it's going to be very fun, and I hope it puts in work, because it's very cool. Yeah, Terra Phalanx is very cool. Yeah, Rotom, good defensive mon. Zoroark looks decent speed, 105. Terra Greedent I also think is like a good Terra Cap. I think Terra Greedent's a great 4-pointer. Can run like Cheek Pouch, Citrus Berry, Belly Drum is like a great set. Or it can just run like bulky AV or Swords Dance. Yeah, I like that it doesn't really compete with Phalanx, because Phalanx is like the no retreat set of sweeper, as Greedent is like a lot more bulkier. So that's solid. And then Morgrum's you have 2 points left over. Why not get the one that gives you Prankster T-Wave and Part and Shot? That's fine. I will say Magnezone confused me a little bit on this team. Of like, yeah, Magnezone can trap and kill steals. I mean, obviously Magnezone can do more than that, because Analytic's great. But I don't really see much point in Magnet Pull here when you have like Cyril Edge that just kills steals, as well as like Terra Phalanx that nukes steals. But, I mean, if you don't need a Magnet Pull, you can run Analytic, which is incredible anyway, so that's not like a massive thing. But yeah, I don't see much point of Magnet Pull here. That aside, speed, it's got Azelf at 115, Zoroark at 105, Cruel at 100. Yeah, the speed tiers are pretty good. That's pretty good speed. The hazard removal's great, because you got 3 hazard removal options. You got good pivots. Azelf, Cruel, Zone, Dachbun, Rotom, Braviary, and Zoroark can all pivot, so that's really good. Honestly, my biggest like critique of this team would be like, I feel like Sandslash isn't really needed, just because you've already got a good defogger and a good spinner. I'd probably just swap Sandslash, maybe get rid of Morgrum's points to get like a slightly higher point ground type. But even then, you still got other good electric resist in Rotom, Mo, and Zone, so yeah, I think this team is pretty solid. Hazard setting, Sandslash gets Stealth Rock and Spikes. You got T-Spikes and Cruel. You got Stealth Rock with Azelf. Yeah, I guess Sandslash gives you like a Spike setter. Yeah, I think this team's pretty solid, to be honest. I'm debating on A or S. I'm trying to think, is there like one type that goes stupid here? Like, obviously Dark's good into your top 2, but you've got Dachbun, and you've got like Zoroark. Ghost's good into your top 2. You got Braviary, Zoroark. Yeah, I think this team is pretty good. I think it could probably be improved slightly, but there's not like a big thing that I'm like, oh, I do not like this. Like, yeah, I think this team's solid. I can't really pick anything out, and I think because of that, I just kind of have to chuck it in S tier. I have very minor nitpicks. Next we got Average Person. Let's have a look. We got Chandelure. Okay, big special wall breaker. That's cool. We've got the Leaves, Gyarados, Cobalion. Yeah, looking at this looks alright to me. I will say one thing I think is a bit odd. I do like that you have Sticky Web, because Sticky Web with Chandelure just lets Chandelure nuke stuff. But I feel like having 2 Sticky Web setters might be a little overkill. I mean, it's not the end of the world, because Vikavolt can do stuff outside of Sticky Web, but I feel like you could probably get away with like swapping Leavani for like something that's more useful. Just because you've... I mean, I guess it gives you a fast sticky webber if you like really want to get that sticky web up. And I guess looking at the team is a little slow, so I guess having 2 ways to get sticky web up is nice. Yeah, I guess that's fine. This team, looking at it though, very much needs sticky web up because, you know, the team is a little slow. I think your fastest mon is... Actually, I don't know what Iron Leaf speed is. Is it still 108? 104. Yeah, I think your fastest mon's Cobalion at 108. So the team is a little slow, but it does have 2 sticky webbers. And it can spin block with Chandelure or Spiritomb. I don't think Spiritomb's are great, but obviously Chandelure can spin block by itself. I think I would like something on this team to sort of punish Defog, I will say. So I think if someone has Defog, they can just kind of get rid of your hazards and then outspeed your whole team with something that's got decent speed. Because you have a lot that benefits from webs. Mainly Chandelure, but also, like, you know, you can have, like, offensive Gyarados. Reuniclus is a little slow to make use of webs, but... what else we got? Reuniclus. This team looks good in Trick Room. You like Trick Room Reuniclus, or, like, get Vikavolt in Trick Room. Is solid. Trying to think what destroys this team. Knucklestack as a Terra is interesting. I'm surprised it's a 6-pointer, but also that mon's probably hella annoying. I don't know how good it is, but I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be really annoying to deal with. So, hazard removal, you got Spin Toad's Cruel. That's your only hazard removal, but I mean, it's an okay spinner. So it's not end of the world. Yeah, I don't know. I like the webs aspect, but I think it might be a little too webs reliant. I don't know. I think I would like this team slightly more if it had like 1 extra fast mon and swapped Leavani. Oops. I mean, better to have 2. If you're webs reliant, it's better to have 2 web setters. But I think a stronger team would probably be if it wasn't as webs reliant and it didn't need the second web setter. But overall, this is still decent. You got Stealth Rock setter and Cobalion. You can get spikes with Toad's Cruel. I think this team is just fine. I think I'm gonna give this like a solid B tier. I don't really know what to think on this team too much. I will say, I guess one criticism would be this team is like very special oriented. Of like, you got Chandelure as your special wall breaker. Do you really need the base 145 special attack Vikavolt? I mean, obviously that's your web setter, but you know, as that along with Reuniclus being like base 130 or something stupid special wall breaker, as well as Reuniclus sharing like ghost and dark weaknesses with Reuniclus and Iron Leaves. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in B. I can see people running AV against that team quite a lot. Next we got... I don't know how to pronounce this. Oh, is it meant to be Nightmarish? Nightmarish? Something like that? Nightmarish. Yeah, looking at this team, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I do not like this team at all. This is my duos week 1. I've seen the type chart. And the type chart on this, I just do not like. Mainly because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grass types is ridiculous to me. Fun team, sure. Good team, no. Like Torkoal for Sun, okay, that's fine. Glastrier with Sun, so fire moves do more damage to you, okay, whatever. Gastrodon, okay, you know, Storm Drain, so your Sun team can beat Waters, that's fine. Terra Lurantis, talked a bit on it earlier, I think it's fine, whatever. It's just it's a fine Terra Cap, nothing too crazy. Brute Bonnet, Paragon 2, it's just for this team, I just kind of don't get it. Like, do you really need 5 grass types? Like, I get 2 of them are Terracaps, but okay, don't even count them. Do you need 3 grass types and 2 grass Terracaps? Don't get me wrong, I love Tropius as a mon. Tropius, awesome design. I really hope it gets like a Mega or an Evolution. But I hope it gets that because it is a dog shit mon. This mon has no stats at all. This mon is terrible. Speed tier wise, it's got Raikou at 115. And then... what's the second fastest mon? Actually, this should be on my prep doc. Here we are. Second fastest mon's Lilligant, so base 110 speed mons can run plus nature, so isn't great. Honestly, I don't want to talk about this team. I don't want to roast this team too much. I'm just gonna let the type chart just. Yeah, that's probably the worst type chart I've ever seen. Oh, that is insane. Like, fighting, 5 weaknesses, 5 poison weaknesses, 5 flying weaknesses, no dragon, nothing into dragon, 1 fair. Yeah, I just do not like this team at all. Yeah. I think this is. I do not like this team. But I don't want to roast on it too much. You know, if it makes playoffs and goes crazy, fair play. But yeah, I do not like this team. I mean, right, let me try and look at the positives is like, okay, you got Torkoal, and I mean, you've got Quiverdan's Lilligant, you've got Harvest Executor for some cool stuff. Yeah, I just don't see it. Like, it doesn't even have like a fire type other than Torkoal to take advantage of Sun. It's just all the chlorophyll and grass photosynthesis and harvest. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to harp on it too long. Next we got Tag Guys. Let's see. Gengar. I'm surprised Gengar wasn't picked to mine. I think Gengar's a really cool 18-pointer. Good special breaker, great speed tier, 110. I like Gallade with Gengar. I like that. They're both Ghost Weak, which isn't great, but it's not, not in the world. But that gives you like a fast special breaker and then like a slightly slower, stronger physical breaker. So I like that combo. Kilowattrel, so you got Kilowattrel Gengar, so the speed tiers here are incredible. Toys for like rapid spin and flip turns. A pivot is nice. Diancie for like hazard setter, gets baton pass. Gives you a fairy for dragons. Shaman, bulky grass, seed flare, spam, leech seed's nice. Incineroar, good defensive dark type for the ghosts that are gonna hit Gengar, Gallade. Snorlax, ooh, I like Snorlax. Gives you a ghost immune for them, but also like it's a fire resist with thick fat for Shaman, or it's an ice resist for like Kilowattrel and Shaman. Yeah, it covers Shaman well, could be resistant fire and ice with thick fat. Avalugg for your hazard removal, well, secondary hazard removal after Blastoise isn't too bad. And then Fracture for a 2-pointer. Interesting. I think that's just kind of he ran out of points and just had to get a 2-pointer. Let me just have a look at Fracture. Damn, this one has base 117 attack. That's funny. I mean, speed. I mean, this one could run Scarf, I guess. I mean, 67 speed is scarfable, right? What's that? I'm a little curious. You got me going down the Fracture hole now. So it's 256. I just want to see what you can outspeed with Scarf. If you got like Scarf Terra Dragon. So you hit 384 speed, which I think that outspeeds like 110. Oh wait, yeah, that outspeeds 110 easily. I mean, okay, Fracture might do something, but yeah, looking at this team, I think this team's pretty solid. Like great speed tiers, good defensive mons. I think the biggest criticism I have of this team is like obviously like I think the Terracaps are a bit weak. but I think that's just because this team is quite top heavy. Like, from Gengar to Snorlax, there's just not a bad mon here. And then, like, I mean, Avalok Hisuian is not bad by any means as a Terra Cap, you know. Good offensive with Ice Rock, good can spin. Yeah, I think this team's pretty solid, though, to be honest. Even with, like, that minor critique, I might put this in S tier. Like, I'm trying to think what type destroys this team. Like, Fighting's good into Laxintin, but then is bad into these top 3. Ghost good into you, but you 2 beat Ghost. Ground hits 3, but then you have Kilowattrel Shaman. Yeah, I mean, I think I might put this in S tier, to be honest. Like, other than, like, oh, could probably use, like, a better second Terra Cap. S or A? I think I like that. I like the team. I think I'm going to put that in S. Yeah, I like the team. I have one minor critique, but other than that, that's I'll chuck it in S. Next, we got my duo's team. We got Ari's team. Looking at Ari's team, you got Empoleon, Hydrapple, Sylveon, which insane Dragon Fairy Steel Core. It's got Raptor for like a strong physical wall breaker, gives him like base 100 speed. Domfan gives you, you know, probably the best spinner available up there with like Stoice. Gives you ground type, gives you more physical attack because these top 3 are all special. Rotom looks beautiful on the type chart, gives you Volt Switch, gives you fire type, good fairy resist. Nice ground immune. Terra Bruxius is solid. It's fine. Get Strong Jaw. You just run like Scarf, Strong Jaw, Terra Psychic, Psychic Fangs, or like Banded Terra Water Wave Crash, or like Terra Dark Crunch. Yeah, Bruxius is fine. I don't mind it. It's solid. Ambipom fixes your speed tiers because right now your fastest mon's Raptor. So that gives you a 115, so you got 115 and base 100, so I think that's like the minimum to make it alright speed tiers, because like if you have base 115, you can run plus attack and that's be base 100, so Ambipom will stop base 115 mons being able to run plus attack, which is nice. And then the last Terra Cap, Terra Crabominable, is kind of funny. I don't have a clue how good or bad this mon is going to be. I feel like, part of me feels like it might not be that great. But in low tier, it's offensive typing plus, like, it having, like, Iron Fist Drain Punch. So you can run, like, Terra Fighting Iron Fist Drain Punch. Just, like, be, like, a big damage sponge. Maybe, like, AV or something. Could be cool. And then Misdreavus just, like, you got 2 points left over. Has Levitate, I guess, and Will-O-Wisp. Actually, I should have the type chart here for it. Yeah, I mean, not a single type is in the red, which is nice. I think the team is slightly slow, but not like terrible by any means. It's very bulky, this team, very bulky. Yeah, hazard setters. You got like Empoleon, Domfan, Gitrox. You don't have any like spikes or T-spikes, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. But you got rock setters. You have some good priority. Empoleon gets Vacuum Wave, Jet. Sylveon actually just picks like Quick Attack. That's fun. Quick Attack Raptor, Ice Shard Domfan, Fake Out Ambipom. You got a lot of nice priority, which is quite hard to come across in low tier, I believe. Yeah, I think this team is pretty solid. I think my only critique would maybe be like, I could see swapping Crabominable and Misdreavus together just to make like another 5-point Terra Cap that might be stronger. But I think Crabominable is fun. So, that and maybe like one other mon that's like slightly fast. Like maybe one other fast mon. But I ain't gonna lie, I think this like top 6 from like Empoleon to Rotom is kind of cracked. Like, this top 6 is insane, and it's like, okay, you got Ambipom to fix the speed tiers, and then some decent Terra Caps, and then just like 2 points left over. I think this team's pretty solid. Do I put Harry in A or S? If I put him in S, I'll look super biased. But I do like the team. I think it could be slightly faster. Let me have a look at it. I mean, there's not one type that destroys it. He's got at least like two. Like Fairy looks okay, but then you have like Rotom and Polion. Like Water's good into these two, but you've got Empoleon, Hydrapple. Do I just be biased? I'm gonna be biased. I'm biased. Oh fuck. Yeah. Literally, my only critique would just be like, maybe one other Fastmon. Like, let me have a quick look at the Terra Capsule 5. Yeah, I think if you swap Crabominable and Mischievous for like a Terra, maybe like Electrode or something here that's like decent speed that I can't notice. Zeb Striker, even though I don't think it's very good, but I don't know, something fast. But yeah, I think that just this top 5 is just cracked. This is just like this not 5. This top 6 just doesn't look like a low tier team to me. But yeah, pretty solid. Next we got Mark's team. Wow, who could have seen Mark drafting Jolteon for the 100th time? Fun fact, I don't think I've been in a league with Mark where he hasn't drafted Jolteon. The quick feet though. For enough roasting. We got Skarmfez. Wait, was there a team in mine that had Skarmfez? I don't know what. Was it in the same spot? Oh no. Yeah, Skarmfez, Slowking, top 3. It's a defensive top 3, but they're all pretty good. Skarmory gives you good hazards, great defensive mon. Fairs gives you like solid fairy, poison, gets rid of T-spikes. It's got okay speed at 99. Slowking is solid defensive mon. Oh, you have a lot of regen. Mark loves his regen. I feel like the triple regen it's nice. I feel like it might not be necessary, but I mean, I'm not going to mark it down for having like one of the best abilities in the game on 3 of his mons. Good hazard removal and Cyclizar. The team is very good speed. With like these first 3 is like, oh, the team might be a bit slow, and then you got Mienshao, Cyclizar, Jolteon, Mismagius. It's like, okay, we get it. You got a fast team. Plus Terra Tauros. Yeah, the speed on this team is kind of crazy. Terra Altari is a cool Terra. Gives you a Defogger, U-Turn, Will-O-Wisp, Roost. It's like pretty good. And then Carcol's like, yeah, you had 1 point left over. Just fucking chuck something in. I'm trying to think. I think this team might be, I don't know. Looking at like Skarmory and Slowking, part of me goes like the team might be a bit electric weak, but then it does have Cyclizar Jolteon. So it like, I don't know. What type is good into this? Speed's good. The hazard removal is good. I will say it doesn't really take advantage of like chilly reception at all. Because like you have chilly reception or like Trick Room, Slowking, and then nothing really benefits from that. I mean, obviously it's still like pivots like Jolteon and Mismagius and that in safely, which is nice. But I think the Terracats are both solid. I think Tauros is a cool Terracap. I'm interested to see what you do with it, Mark. I've used Tauros back in YPA. Without Terra, because it was Gen 7. It was okay. But I think Tauros is cool, mon. Sheer Force, gets some coverage. I think with Terra, I want you to put in work with this, because I like Tauros. Big Tauros fan. Yeah, I think this team is solid. I'm trying to think what's like super good into this. I think this team is solid. It's got great speed. Yeah, great speed, good hazard removal. I think there's certain types that might be a bit good into it, but not like completely destroys it or anything like that. I'm debating bottom of S or top of A. I don't really have any big criticisms of it, so I feel like because of that I might have to put it in S. My big criticism is, oh, why you got Jolteon again? get a new idea. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to put Marks in S. I don't really have any big criticism of it. It's really fast. I mean, I guess a criticism, to be fair, could be because how many? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his mons above base 100 speed. One criticism I will say is because so much of his team is fast, slower mons aren't going to be running plus speed nature, are just going to run plus attack natures. Like Haxorus, for example. Like Haxorus gets outsped by all them, so it's just going to run adamant anyway, type of thing. Which, I mean, still better to outspeed them than that anyway. It feels a bit weird to mark it down for like being too fast, but I think the speed tiers are a bit cramped to like the 100 to like 130 mark, which I know sounds weird, but if you get what I mean, of like, it doesn't really have any mid. The speeds are very extreme. It's either all these that are hundreds, or then you've got Fez at 99, Skarm and Altaria are probably at mid speed, and then Slowking that's like dog shit slow. But yeah, I feel like I can't really mark it down that much for that though. I think I'm gonna keep it in S. I think it's pretty solid. Next we got Zombie Kidney 321. Let's see, we got Primarina, which is stupid mon. I like Primarina Regieleki. Yeah, I'm gonna pair like probably the best water in the draft with the mon that gets beat by ground. I like that. Flygon, still think it's a bit overpriced, but is very flexible. Uxie, I've got in mind, it's good mon. I think I've not used it before. Gets T-Wave, Knockoff, Stealth Rock. It's just a solid supportive mon. Nice answer to like fighting and ground. I like that Flygon's like ice weakness gets covered by Primarina. Primarina's electric weakness gets covered by Flygon. Also, Primarina covers the dragon for Flygon, which is nice. And Flygon covers the poison. Oh yeah, I like Primarina and Flygon's type combination quite a lot. Brambleghast. I'm not a big Brambleghast fan, but I mean, it gives you like the option for like spikes. Gives you rapid spin, gives you spin blocker. It's alright. Delphox ups your speed tiers. So you got Delphox at 104, Flygon at 100, and then Regieleki at like 2 billion. Copperaja gives you steel, gets Stealth Rock, can be like a wall breaker with sheer force. Copperaja's fine. I will say, I think Terra Houndoom is a bit weird, because I think Terra Houndoom is kind of ass. Unless it's on a Sun team because it has solar power. But this is not a Sun team. By the looks of it, anyway. I say that, and then I'm seeing, like, Chlorophyll Leafeon, so I'm not quite sure, actually. Rotom Frost is fine. It's one of the few mons that resists, like, Ice Ground. Yeah, it's fine. It's a Rotom. Rotom's good. Terra Squawk ability's fun. I don't think it's best Terra by any means, but it's fun. Can be, you know, Guts, Flame Orb, Facade, and also gets Quick Attack and Brave Bird. It could be a good, decent wall breaker in low tier. And then Leafeon and Terracacturn. I don't know. What's Squawk ability? I actually don't know Squawk ability's speed. 92. Cacturns is 55. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like this team up to, like, we reach Houndoom, and then it's just kind of a bit, like, we got Houndoom, but we don't have solar power, we got Leafeon, we don't have Chlorophyll. I don't love the Terracaps, particularly. I think the Terracaps are a bit weak. I mean, obviously Squawk ability hits hard, but, like, it's, you know, it's beatable. I don't know. I like the higher points of this team. Speed. Also, I will say speed tier wise, I think this team's a bit not great speed tier wise, because you got Flygon 100, Delphox 104, and then it's Regieleki like 200. So like all the 120-ish mons, or like maybe like 118, 119, 120-ish and above are gonna get to run plus stat natures, which isn't as many mons as like 115, but also like, you know, because Delphox is 104 speed, all the 115 base speed mons are gonna be able to run a bit more bulk. So that's something to keep in mind. Has removal, you got Brambleghast, Regieleki. The team isn't super rock. It has 4 rock weaknesses, which isn't great. But I mean, 2 of them are Terracaps, I guess. I don't really know what to think of this team. I like the top of this team, and I don't like the bottom. Yeah, there's a few things to pick out, but I don't see anything that's like, oh no, this is like terrible or anything. I think I'm just gonna put this as like a solid B tier. Like, I like the synergy up here, like Primarina, Flygon. Delphox is solid, Uxie is fine, Regieleki is solid with Primarina. Copperajah makes fuck a cheap steal, and it's just down here. I'm not super keen on these, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put that as like a solid B tier, I think. Next we got Manny's. Manny, you'll be hearing from my lawyer for the copyright infringement on my team, as my team is Haxorus, a poison fire, basically something that beats Steel and Fairies, which he has Okidogi for instead of Salazzle, and then I have Swampert, and I have Magnezone, he has Terra Magneton, and we both have Terra Bostiff. I don't know how we've ended up with like similar teams, but yeah, you will be hearing from the Forest Fellas lawyers. But jokes aside, this team looks pretty solid. I think getting Gardevoir that late is kind of crazy. Yeah, Haxorus, incredible wall breaker, setup sweeper. I think Haxorus goated. Okidogi, I've seen Manny use this in the league I met him in CMM, and I think it was his kill leader. It went kind of crazy, so I know he knows how to use this mon. Talonflame Superior give you good speed to like 113, 120-ish. Talonflame and Fortress give you hazard removal, it's nice. Perk gives you a nice pivot. Stealth Rock setter. Fortress can set hazards well. I like these Terracaps. These Terracaps remind me of like, instead, if I got my Bostiff, but instead of getting Regigigas, I got like a better Terracap. Because Terra Magneton is really good. Like, Magnet Pull's good, but honestly, you just run like a bulky Terra, like Terra Steel, Fairy, Water, and just run Analytic and hit stuff hard, and it's like surprisingly hard hitting with Analytic and like 120 special attack. Gardevoir's great. I like that it gives you a nice special wall breaker to like. Okay, you have Haxorus physical wall breaker, Gardevoir special, Great Scarfmon. I think Cutify is a fine 2-pointer. It gives you potential for webs. Obviously, you don't have like a spin blocker, but you're not super dependent on webs with this team. It's a nice option to have for a 2-pointer. Yeah, I think this team is pretty solid. I'm not the biggest fan of Talonflame in general, but I mean, here it looks fine. I mean, I don't see pay on Flame, but I don't know. I mean, Talonflame's superior. Part of me feels like I don't like them, but I don't really know why. But also, they give quite good speed tiers, so they're solid. Superior can be annoying. I've got it in my current league. Just be like Glare, Leech Seed. Obviously, Leaf Storm's an option, but everyone's just gonna bring Grass Resists. But I think this team is pretty solid. Speed tiers, you got Talonflame, Serp, and then like Haxorus, Gardevoir, Dogi, Maboss. You got a lot around like 80, 90-ish. Then for slower mons, you got like Magneton 70, Pert 60, Fortress is like dog shit slow. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see. I don't see one type that does like stupid well here. Like, Fire's good into Serp Fortress, but then you have Pert Flame, Haxorus. Yeah, I think this seems pretty good. Yeah, I think as well, just because it's so similar in my team, and how good I think it is. I think it'd be weird if I put my team in S and Manny's not, when he has like what, 3 mons the same and 2 mons like similar principle, like similar functionality. Yeah, I don't really see any flaws with this. I think this team is pretty solid. I think it's very good. Next we've got Lithuren. I think that's how you pronounce it, Lithuren. Looking at this team, bro, if we just take these top 3, we got the ground type gym leader now. We had the fire type gym leader before. We got Hippowdon, Crook, Quag. I really hope the Regieleki teams fight in this team, because it'd be kind of funny. Terra Lapras is an interesting one. I've used it in low ladder before, and it's kind of a fun one. I like that you can be like, oh, we got awesome adverts on the music. I like that you can be like Water Absorb, Terra Ground, or like Water Absorb, Terra Fire. It can run like Shell Armor, Curse setup. It gets D-Dance, Freeze Dry. It does a lot of it can do a lot of different stuff. It doesn't do anything particularly great, but it can do a lot of like weird or different stuff. So I think it's a cool one. I've run like Shell Armor, Curse, Icicle Spear before. Like it's a decent one. I like Galvantula with Hisuian Typhlosion. I think that's a cool combo. I think these cover each other quite well. Because Galvantula gets webs up for Typhlosion, and also Typhlosion acts as like a spin blocker, which is nice. Terra Articuno I think's fine. It's kind of okay. Defensive mon. But I will say I don't love Terra Articuno and Terra Lapras. I think having like both of your Terras be like base Ice type, kind of not great. I think as well as like they're both Ice type, and I mean Lapras, they both have like I think equal attack, both of them, or similar attack. But obviously they're both just gonna click Ice Beam a lot or Freeze Dry. So I think the Terras have a bit of overlap. I think I would have preferred to see like a different Terra for one of them. Minior, Coolmon. It gives you 120 base speed when it's in its like form, which is nice. Lucario gives you like a 90 speed wall breaker, although I feel like Crocodile already kind of fills that niche. Gives you a lot of priority and then Sableye. I don't know. Looking at this team, now that I look at it, I'm noticing one big flaw that I really don't like. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Stealth Rock weaknesses, and no hazard removal, which is not good. That is not good. Can't think any other flaws. Yeah, it's very, very Stealth Rock weak. I think Grass also does really good into this team, because you have like Hippo, like your higher point mons, like Hippo, Crook, and Quag are all Grass weak. Obviously, you have some Grass resistances, but also like Lapras is Grass weak before it Terras. But I think Grass does really well into this team. Rock does really well into this team, especially Stealth Rocks, or just Hazard stacking. I think the Terracaps sort of overlap a bit. I feel like Crook, Quag, and Hippowdon all overlap a bit. I feel like you don't really need 3 ground types. I think the speed tiers also could use a bit of work, because like, yeah, you're fast, not counting because Minior has to like take damage to get its speed, right? So if they to have like a fast one that can just run like fast Scarf or a fast Bander without taking any damage or anything, I think your fastest mon is like a suit in Typhlosion, just like 95. Oh no, it's no, you got Galvantula. That's okay, but obviously Galvantula's not gonna like Scarf or Specs that much. It's gonna run webs. But yeah, I don't think I'm in love with this team. I think the Terras are just too similar. The too many ground types that just overlap, and then too many Stealth Rock weaknesses with no hazard removal. As well as just stuff like, I think Lucario and Crocodile kind of do similar things of like, they're both 90-ish base speed, physical attackers that hit pretty hard. Both good Scarfers or Banders, but there's a bit of overlap there, I guess. Not end of the world, but on top of the other things. I don't know where I want to rank this team. It doesn't really have any like defensive pivots other than like Terra Articuno either. Oh, am I gonna put this? Am I gonna put this in D tier? D or C? I'm feeling C. Caviar Nightmare. Let me have a look at the detail ones. Okay, it's not as bad as that. What was Cavi's team? I'll look at the end. I think I'm gonna put this in C. I don't think it's as bad as as the D tiers, but I do not like. No, it's so many hazards. I'm gonna put D. I think it has a very clear weakness to Stealth Rock as well as like grass and the speed. Although it does have webs at least for the speed. Yeah, I might be being a bit harsh, but I think yeah, I think it's too grass weak, too hazard weak, and the terrors are too similar. And it could maybe use a bit more speed. Although it has whoops. Next we got Yeehaws. Gator. First Gator we're seeing. Gator, Gudras, Scrafty. Looking at his team, I'm surprised to see another Terra Rotom. I mean, maybe I'm just sleeping on Rotom. I think it's kind of just whatever, because its stats don't look that good. I might be sleeping on it. I guess it can Terra Steel Levitate though, but I don't know. Speed tier wise, this looks pretty good. Got Salazzle 117, Mouse Holds like 111 off the top of my head. Oh, they got the Alcremie as well. Go. Yeah, this looks. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this team. This team looks just pretty fine to me. You got Gators, like a D-Dance Sweeper, Sheer Force, or like Swords Dance Jet, or it can be like Defensive Flip Turn. Very flexible. Gudra, solid Dragon type. Good defensive mon. Scrafty, good Fizz Def with Intimidate. I don't love that these two share the Fairy weakness, but you at least have Salazzle to kind of cover that. Serena gives Serena a Mouse Hold, so you got two forms of hazard removal. Terra Rotom and Bastiodon. I don't love the Terra. I think Terra Bastiodon's okay. It's a bit one trick. It kind of only does one thing, but it does that one thing decently. I think Terra Rotom's kind of meh. Oh, Terra Delibird. Honestly, my ass would just take like this point from Delibird and just get like a 6-point Terra Gap. Yeah, I think I'd prefer that. Gligar's solid. Gets Hazard, U-turn. Alcremie, I think, for being 3 points is like a pretty good fairy. Like, it's not a Sylveon or a Primarina by any means, but for 3 points, this is a hella good pick. Regice at 8 points. I don't see why Regice is here at all. I like Regice, it's a cool mon. I don't think it's very good, but I mean, I think you've got enough special defense with Gudra already, or like, you know, Serena's gonna run AV a lot. Alcremie with Carmine, whatever. Yeah, not end of the world or anything. Looking at this, got good hazard removal, you got decent speed, some good setup sweepers. You can pivot with Serena, Gligar, and like Rotom. What is it weak to? I think Fairy's decent into this team. I mean, you have Salazzle as like a resist as well as like Bastiodon. But I still think Fairy is like at least decent into this. Nothing too bad though. Yeah, I don't know. I think this team's okay, but I think it just has like some weird ones. Like, I'd probably just take this and make like a 6-pointer, and I think Regice is just kind of a weird inclusion. I think Regice only really works if it's like Katerra or it's like with like a Slowking, something to set Snow or something like that. I don't know, Regice a weird mon to try and fit on. Yeah, that's okay hazard setting with Gligar. Is Gligar your only hazard setter though? I think, no, Bastion gets Stealth Rock. But you kind of have to... Bastion, I feel like you're going to want to run like Iron Defense Body Press a lot and not run Stealth Rock. So I feel like you're kind of stuck to hazard setting with Gligar. Which probably limits Gligar's moveset a bit because you also want like U-turn, knock off, Roost. Yeah, I don't know. I think this team is just fine. I don't love it, but I don't see like super glaring weaknesses by any means. I think this is just like a fine B-tier team. I just realized. Oh, average person is in a boat. Oh yeah, he has 2 teams. I find it funny. I've put both average person in the B average tier. Quite on brand. Next we got Cuban. Look at this team. Entei, cool, cool. Gives you priority. Good wall breaker. Hits hard. Can spread burns. Sinister. It's just kind of a stupid mon. This team is going to spread a lot of burns with Entei and Sinister. Meloetta is a pretty good mon. I've used it with Terra and it was insanely good. Without Terra, it's probably not as good, but still, like, solid Psychic type. It's a nice Ghost resist. Gets, like, good coverage. Maybe potential to go into its other weird form. I tried doing that. It didn't really work, but there's potential. Floor just gives you a nice Wish Pass and a Fairy. Another Terra Piloswine is cool. I think Terra Piloswine's solid. I will say I don't love Breloom and Sinister. So I think they're both kind of like slow grass types. I mean, they do kind of different stuff. Of like Sinister is like setup sweeping. Breloom's more of like a wall breaker. So the roles don't really overlap, but I think like two similar speed grass types is a bit eh. So like say like flying looks pretty good because of that. Like any weaknesses to share, or like ice. I mean ice is fine. You got Entei Piloswine. Morpeko is a interesting Terra Cap. I don't really know anything about Morpeko, I'm not gonna lie. I know it gets a Aura Wheel. What does this thing get? Gets Nasty Plot. 70 special attack, that's kinda not great. Gets Aura Wheel knockoff. Doesn't hit that hard, but I mean it can be fast at Aura Wheel. I don't know. I don't know on Morpeko. I think it's interesting. I'm curious to see what he does with it. Reveroom. I'm a bit of a Reveroom hater, but it gives you a Shift Gear Sweeper, gives you a Steal. Although I will say it's not the best like defensive wise Steal, but I mean, yeah, Reveroom's fine. Shift Gear Sweeper, Parting Shot, Poison to threaten fairies. Well, and Steal. Yanmega gives you like speed boost and tinted lens potential. Good special wall breaker with tinted lens or sweeper with boost. You like speed boost, throat spray is solid. Cramorant. I've seen Cramorant be annoying as like a low point mon, so I think Cramorant's fine. Terra Shelgon, you had 1 point left over. Whatever. I mean, I'll entertain it. I had a look at Fracture. Yeah, this mon's ass. And then Dunsparce. Cover an Eviolite, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about this team. I don't think it has any... Does it have any hazard removal? I think Cram is the hazard removal. I think. Cram gets defog, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't love the hazard removal on this team, because your only hazard removal is Cram. And I think that's especially bad when, like, you have Yanmega, which, I mean, Yanmega's probably just going to run boots anyway, but you're, like, hard locked to running boots pretty much. As well as, like, your top tier, well, your top point mon Entei being forced to run boots when, like, you would like to run stuff like Choice Band. So I think Stealth Rock looks really good into this team. I don't like the overlapping, like, Breloom Sinister, because I think that makes, like, flying pretty good into your... What is the flying resist? Morpeko, Reveroom. Yeah, flying's pretty good into this team, but like... I mean, flying's just a pretty good type in general. Flying's good into most teams. But yeah, I think flying's decent into this. This team does have good priority in like Entei and Breloom, E-Speed and Mach Punch. Piloswine Ice Shard. I don't really know what to think of this team. I don't think it has many pivots. I mean, Floor just can Baton Pass, Meloetta can U-turn. I guess Yanmega can U-turn, but he just kind of wants to click special moves. Cram can... I think Cram can U-turn? I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I don't really know about this team. Speed tier wise... Oh, speed is not great actually. Your fastest mon is Entei at like 100. Yeah, yeah. The speed on this is not great. Your fastest mon being Entei is really bad. I mean, he has ways to sort of make up for the speed because he has like okay, Yanmega has speed boost and he has good priority and Morpeko gets hunger wheel or aura wheel. So he has like ways for his mons to like speed boost just passively or by clicking their attacks or like priority. But he doesn't just have that sort of fast mon can just come in with like Scarf or Specs type thing. Like, Yanmega needs to protect that can be predictable or Morpeko needs to get an attack off. You don't have anything that's like over 100 base speed, like just that consistent. I think because of that, as well as like the hazard removal being bad, I think I might have to lower it more than I thought. I might have to put this in C, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna put this in C. I think this might be like one of the stronger teams in C. I'm losing track of them at this point. We're like an hour and a half in, but not a terrible team. But I think it just has some. I think just the lack of hazard removal and the speed is just kind of rough. Next we got Goyo, I think. Looking at this, we got Ninetales Venu. Okay, good summons. With Terra Blossom. Okay, I like that. So you got Ninetales Venu and Terra Blossom is very solid. So you got some good Sun abusers. Grimmsnarl. Does Grimmsnarl get Sunny Day? I'd assume he does. I'm just not sure. He doesn't. Okay, well that kind of sucks. But Grimmsnarl, pranks T-Wayne Party Shot's fine. You got your hazard removal in Hitmontop Tatsugiri, so you got 2 spinners. I like that one's physical, one's special. I like that you have Duraludon. I've got that in mine, and it's pretty solid. It looks pretty good. Gives you a lot of defensive value. Got 2 mons that can just spam Draco's nice. Mudsdale, I like. I like that Mudsdale might benefit from the sun a bit, just from like the weakened water moves. I like Espeon a lot because that gives you speed and Magic Bounce. I think Magic Bounce is pretty good, especially if you're gonna have a Sun team where you might have like Terrifire Blossom. Clorf is a cool Terracap. I don't really know how good Clorf is. I think it's just fine. I don't think it's the best by any means, but like I think it's a fine Terracap. Gives you regen, gets Stealth Rock, Knockoff. Yeah, it's fine. And I kind of like the Illumise pick at 4 points, because that sort of gives you like a Prankster Sunny Day option. If you either don't want to run Ninetales or you want like a secondary way to get Sun up consistently. Speed tier wise, fastest mon I think is Espeon at 110, which isn't great, but it's like serviceable. Like I think your like fastest mon has to be at least 110, or like all the 120 mons are gonna run plus nature and like 115 to 119. So it's serviceable, but you do at least have like chlorophyll, 2 chlorophyll mons, consistent ways to get Sun up for the chlorophyll, and you got some priority with these 2. But yeah, could use slightly better speed. Defensively wise, I think I was gonna say Dragon's pretty good, but he does have a Grimmsnarl. I think Fairy is no, Fairy's good, but then he has Venu Ninetales. Ice hits quite a lot just neutral here, I will say. Like, hits his Ice resists and Ninetales, and that's kind of it. So yeah, Ice, I guess, hits like a decent bit, but I mean, you are a Sun team, you're going to be threatening Ice a lot. I think this team is fine. I think the Terracaps, I like the Terracaps, I like the Sun Core and the backup Sun. I think the Hazard Removal's good. I think it's just missing, I think defensively, it's alright, because you got like Grim for like Parting Shot, Intimidate, you got Intimidate, as well as like good Stealth Rock setter, some good bulk among these like 5 mons. Yeah, I think if this team just had like a bit more speed, I'd put it higher. I'm thinking between A and B, because I feel like I have put a lot of teams down for their speed. Wait, I'm just completely forgetting Ninetales speed. Ninetales is base 100. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna put this in A for me, I think. Yeah, I think this team's pretty solid. I like that it's got a good Sun Abuser, it's got a good Terra Sun Abuser, but it also isn't hard locked into Sun. Although obviously this team is way better being a Sun team. But yeah, I think this is a solid team. Alright, next we got Unauthorized User. Let's see, we got the Low Kicks, I think it's kind of a stupid mon. We got Gudra, Arcanine, Weezing. I mean, these are some good mons. Like, Gudra's good. Like, Gudra, Arcanine are just like, and like Chestnut are all just like good bulky attackers. Like, you just sit there and just deal damage back, which is nice. So like, click their, Will-O-Wisp or knock off like utility stuff. Cinccino gives you good speed turn, some hazard removal. Weezing gives you defog, so you got 2 hazard removers. Drifblim gives you another defogger. Pterodog Trio, I think is... Oops. Pterodog Trio, I think is kinda ass, if I'm being honest. Let me have a look at it. Yeah, I think Pterodog Trio is kinda ass. I mean, maybe... Its problem is it doesn't hit hard enough, so I guess Terra can help fix that, but I don't think Pterodog Trio is very good. Kind of similar with Terra Wishcast. I don't think Terra Wishcast is that good. I think its base type is so good anyway. I guess you can run it in a way of like, oh, you run a D-Dance or Hazard set, and then when you know they're going to hit you with a Grass move, then you Terra type thing, but I don't know. I think there's better Terra options out there, definitely. Similar, like... Spidops, Selectables, and like Drifblim, I think these are all just kind of just whatever picks, I think. None of them are jumping out as me as like super strong. I don't know. My biggest critique of this team is like I see you have low kicks, which is like an incredible mon, and you have like some good defensive mons, but I go like, how the hell are you gonna get low kicks in safely? Like the best way to play with low kicks is like, you have those slow bulky mons that flip turn or baton pass or U-turn into it. And I'm looking at your defensive mons and like, none of these can like pivot. I don't think, does Arcanine get baton pass? I don't think it does. No. Yeah, so like, I like low kicks, but I feel like it's only going to get in safely if you like, let a mon die. Like, you can only get it in when a mon dies, or you make like a hard... Like, you make like a read. You have to make a good read to get it in safely. So you have to outplay them to get it in. Or you have to let something die, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't love I think the Terragaps are a bit weak. Hazard removal's fine. Speed is fine. You got 110, you got 115. And then you've got like, your 90-ishes with like Arcanine and Electables and that. I don't know. I think just like these bottom 5 mons are all just kind of meh. I mean, Drifblim's a cool mon. You can run like Flare Boost, Strength Sap, Calm Mind type stuff. But I just see like, I don't see how you're gonna get low kicks in is the problem. It's like that along with like weak Terracaps, these low point mons, kind of whatever. You have webs as an option. I like webs with low kicks. So low kicks just come in and just U-turn. Also another thing is, I mean, you have like 2 removal options, but 2 of your like top tier mons are Rocks weak. So you might have to run Boots quite a bit. But you do have good hazard removal, but also like, Spidops, Drifblim, and Rocks weak. So you got, 4 rock weaknesses. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might put this team in C, to be honest. I like some of these, I like Gudra and Chestnut and Cinccino and that, but I just don't see how it's really going to fit fully. As well as, like, I mean, you 2 were Earthquake weak, which is the end of the world, because you got Levitate and you got Chestnut. I'm trying to think if C is too harsh. What was the last team I put in C? could put Cuban in C. Yeah, I'll put it in C. Oh, no, I almost put it in D then. I'm not going to do you that dirty. Then we got, oh, the last team. Oh, this took so much longer than I thought. We got Seabag. We got Monkey Dory. Ooh, first Monkey Dory. Looking at his team, you got good speed. You got Tauros, Monkey Dory, Noivern. You got... I don't love the Alolan Sandslash because you don't have any snow, and that's like kind of Alolan Sandslash's whole thing is like snow sweeping. I mean, I guess you can just run like Terra Steel, Defensive Rapid Spin, but if you're gonna run like a defensive set, I think you just get like an Avalugg or something. So I think Alolan Sandslash is kind of a weird bring on his team. Palossand, I love Palossand. That's someone I want to use at some point. Honestly, I'd like this team way more if you just got rid of the Sandslash and made Palossand the Terra, because that'd be awesome. No other reason other than it would be awesome. But Cleavor's cool, but I think I'd like Cleavor with like a Ghost to like Hazard. With either like a Ghost type or like a one with Defiant or Competitive to like sort of take advantage of people having to get rid of the hazards. I believe is fine. You don't really have a mon that's going to spam Earthquake that gets annoyed by that. You also don't really have any like many ground weaknesses, so like I feel like you don't really benefit from terrain here. Like, it doesn't hurt you, but I feel like you don't really have anything that's like, oh yes, this really gets better in the terrain. I guess it helps bulk up Tauros, but it's, you know, it's not that crazy. I think I'd like this team more if it had like an Unburdened Sweeper if you're going for Arbeliever. I don't know, I could see... Oh wait, I guess you have Palossand for Cleavor to Spin Block. What else? I mean, it has good speed, cause, yeah, it has Noivern, Tauros, Monkey Dory, and I forgot to say Persian at the bottom. Blaziken, decent Wall Breaker, Cleavor. I don't know. I feel like Blaziken and Cleavor are very similar base speed and both share, like, similar weaknesses. Well, especially like water. Yeah, I don't know about this team. I don't know. I think this team is just okay. I mean, your hazard removal, Sandslash, Noivern. I don't love that hazard removal. Like Noivern, a lot of time you just want to click like special attacks with it or use turn out. I mean, like Defog's sort of like a last option with it, like Defog with it, just die afterwards. Sandslash you can spin with it, but like using your 6-point Terra Cap to just click Rapid Spin, I don't know. Yeah, I think this team's just lacking a bit of synergy, I guess. Monkey Dory is an interesting one. I'm curious to see how that does. I'm a bit of a Monkey Dory hater because I just think Gengar's kind of just better. But, I mean, it's interesting. I do like, I mean, it does have some synergy. Like, Monkey Dory gets walled by steals. You got Tauros and Blaziken to break steals. I think this seems a bit flying weak, I will say. So you got like Arbeliever, Tauros, Blaziken. Your Rock type and Cleavor doesn't resist flying. I think your only flying resist is Sandslash. So flying is like really good here. Trying to think if C is like a little too harsh. This might just be like a B tier team, I think. Yeah. Like, oh, Terra Wigglytuff is just kind of whatever. I guess it can Wish Pass, but I think it's kind of ass. Persian, it's fine. Good speed tier. It's got good Fizz Def. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just missing some synergy of like, you've got grassy terrain, but nothing benefits. You got Sandslash, but you got no snow. You've got like, you get rocks up with Cleavor, but then you haven't got like a really good. I mean, you got Powers. I don't want to hate on Palossand, but you haven't got like a really good Ghost or like something like competitive with Defiant to stop them getting rid of them. Yeah, I think this is just gonna be a B-tier team. Like the speed's fine. It's a bit weak to a certain type, but nothing ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna be B-tier. But yeah, that finally sums up all the teams in both divs. I hate to. No, I don't hate to be biased. My team and my duos team are fucking awesome. But yeah, that's the list. If I zoom out a bit so you can get a full look. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Feel free if you skip through any of it just to have a look at what I thought on your team. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm curious to see what people think. I'm sure some team I put in detail about. Nah, I've got this. You're completely wrong. Your team's that. And I'll be like, sure. Okay, I'm curious to see sort of who agrees and disagrees. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food because I've been at this for like a while. All right, guys. Thanks for watching and peace. Here's to a good season. Right, bye bye.